Hi everyone, welcome back to Muscular Development. You are watching Wellness Watch. Today I have the very lovely Carly Thornton, and we are going to be talking to Carly all about her wellness journey as well as what she predicts for the Arnold 2022. I'd like to introduce Carly Thornton.
Hello, thank you for having me on.
No problem. Carly, this is such an honor, and it's so great to finally meet you and to be able to speak to you. So I have actually been following your journey since I'd say 2017. And I bought a pair of GLUTEYWEAR leggings, my first pair in 2018 at Body Power. And I feel like GLUTEYWEAR has just come a huge, massive way along since then. And you've just sort of, exploded, and everything good has been happening for you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I mean, GLUTEYWEAR is absolutely phenomenal, the growth of GLUTEYWEAR. Obviously, we're in the 4th year now.
Wow.
So, yes, it's the growth, as I say, the growth is very, very good. We're worldwide. So I'm focusing on a lot of different demographics, shapes and sizes, where obviously that's where the wellness comes in as well, isn't it?
Yes.
With leggings.
Oh my gosh. And we're just going to jump into this, and we're just going to get straight into the wellness, because I want to have you tell everyone about your fitness journey and where you started out and why you started then to go into wellness, because wellness is huge right now.
It is. Well, I started my competitive journey in 2008. And I started off in figure body. It used to be called body fitness at the time. And then I won my first show, which was absolutely crazy. I didn't have any expectations. I just loved being on stage. But my ultimate goal at the time was to be on the front cover of every magazine. It wasn't anything to do with becoming a professional athlete. And then I competed for 3 years, and I took a back seat after that and focused on more magazine work. I became UK's #1 published fitness model, and then I transitioned again into figure. And then after that, I transitioned into women's physique. And in 2015, that's when I won my pro card. And then 2017 was my last women's physique show in Vancouver. And then I retired from competing because I wanted to focus on GLUTEYWEAR, focus on the growth of the business. And then I did say that if wellness ever became pro, then I would compete.
Wow.
So that's 5-6 years later. Here she goes.
Wow. So you've just really seen like bodybuilding from 2018. You've gone through all of these categories, figure, women's physique, now wellness. How have you found transitioning through all of those categories? Was it easy for you? Was it just something that came naturally? Or, tell me everything.
Well, for me, I love the process, and I love the journey that you go through. So every single day you're learning something new about yourself, not just the ultimate goal of getting on stage. For me, it's exploring, it's taking risks, it's challenging yourself on a completely different level. So from figure, my training was completely different to women's physique. Now my training is completely different from it was to women's physique. And the differences with the category, you're looking at your complete the body shapes and everything, aren't you? So it's all a work of art. You don't have to train everything that moves. You have to train of the category that you're kind of aiming for or want to grow into. And the funny thing is, when last year, obviously that was my IFBB Wellness Pro debut, and I thought I was going to be too big for the category. Because obviously transitioning from women's physique, even though that was 5 years ago. And I actually went on stage, and because of my height as well, and the ratio, I think usually it seems to be that the pro wellness around about probably 5'1", 5'2". They're very short. And for me, I'm only 5'5", so I'm kind of, I suppose you class me as average height. But it's the only thing I'll say I'm average at. But and I thought I'd be too big, but in comparison to heights, I've actually got to gain size, which is absolutely amazing, because I stepped off stage loving the process, loving the whole transition and working towards that new goal. And then now I can actually train, and I know how I need to look. Whereas because I've never been on stage in that category, you just don't know what you need to improve on. And that's the beauty of competing. That's the beauty of anything in life, that it's, you're always improving and you're always progressing. It was just the process and the journey of this was my absolute favorite. And the reason being is because I'd established my business. I'm older. So, I know what to expect, but I also appreciate a lot more in life, and know that it's about, the process and, getting to know yourself, challenging yourself on a deeper level than you ever have done before. So when the walking on stage is like the icing on the cake. It's not, for me, that's not my focus. My focus is on becoming a greater person than I ever have been, for one, physically, but internally as well. So that's where I'm kind of at the minute, and I'm just excited to kind of progress in this off season, because I love training heavy anyway, and now I can get even bigger legs, and really focus on one, progressing with my body, but two, really elevating my profile and the business at the same time, because they all work hand in hand. My profile, if the bigger I get, the business gets. So for me, it's that's the ultimate focus, is both of them, and then ultimate goal is the Olympia.
Oh wow, I love it. And
doing it for the 40-year-olds.
Oh wow. Really? Wow. Well, I've seen you on stage in your Wellness Pro debut at MPC Big Man, or the Big Man Weekend Alicante, and you looked incredible. Giles actually said that you came from women's physique. I couldn't quite believe it. And then when you stepped on stage, for me, I thought you flowed really well, like from head to toe. It was really beautiful, and your physique is stunning. And I'm so glad that if you've found the category that you love to be in right now, and this is the one that you want to be in, and you've transitioned well into that, then I'm really happy for you, because I think that's part of the puzzle solving of bodybuilding, and finding your shape and what kind of suits you, as well as what it is that you kind of love to do. So I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, it is. It's how you love to train, because I remember the feedback that I got in women's physique is that my upper needed to be bigger, but my lower needed to be smaller. And for me, they said that you have to stop training legs, maybe train them once a month. And I turned around. And for me, that took away any values and beliefs that I had around training and my passion, because I love training legs. I don't particularly like training upper body, apart from doing deadlifts. Apart from that, I don't like training upper bodies. So that kind of didn't go with my morals, my beliefs, and my values. So that's when, I walked away, and I thought, this is not what I want to do, because I'm not passionate about it, and I'll focus on business and, really put my energy and everything into that, and utilize everything that I've learned through competing and bodybuilding, and just transition all of the, my mindset and my drive and everything, in a different way.
And so when you took your break after 2017, you went into GLUTEYWEAR full time, sort of focusing on this. When you heard that wellness was going to be made into this pro category, how did that make you feel? Was it something that you're like, yes, now I'm working towards this? How did that just happen?
I thought about it for probably about a year. It kept on going off, but at the time, it probably obviously wasn't the right time for me to do it. And GLUTEYWEAR was still at a stage that I didn't want to kind of say leave it, because it was still nurturing. And then when it became even more established, I built an even stronger team around me. that I could take that step back, because I could be like the back end person, shall we say, while everyone else, my team, phenomenal team, can kind of take over a little bit more, and I can take a back seat and focus on progressing in other areas. So that's when when did I compete? When did you compete? What was the date?
I think it was the 28th. Was it 28th of November?
November.
29th?
Okay. So, yes. So I think it was roughly June or July I started prepping for the show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I hadn't actually trained for that category. I literally was still doing kind of circuits, because I didn't, when the thing is, when you look at how people train, you don't know if they actually train like that, do you? So when I'm looking and I haven't got anyone to say guide me, at the time I was just kind of training for how I thought I could train, but not really on a overly competitive level than I have before. So now when I walked off stage, I knew how I needed to train.
Right.
So there's a difference. That was kind of like, the stepping stone for seeing how I fitted in, what I needed to improve on, and all of that. So now I can come back and go, wow, now I know what I need to do.
Wow. So have you been training yourself for that first wellness prep?
Yes. Yeah, I train myself.
Wow. So then first one, do you have any plans to go coached in 2022? Are you still going to do that yourself, or? But
I have a coach for my diet, Shelby. He did my my woman's physique. He did my woman's physique prep as well. We work very, very well together. Actually, I communicate with him as much as I want, but I don't need someone to be accountable for, because I'm self-driven, I'm self-motivated. It's more, I don't want to think about that. So then I can focus on training, I can focus on business, and I can let someone else do that bit of work.
Wow. So now you know what you're kind of going in for in 2022. What are the sort of plans that we can see in your wellness journey?
Okay, so I'm in my off season. This will be my third week in off season, and I'm looking at. Well, there's quite a few shows I'm looking at. We've got the Chicago Pro and Tampa Pro, and also someone also mentioned me to South Korea. So we're looking at. Haven't seen. I don't know the exact date. I think it possibly maybe August. Might be wrong. But it will be around August, September that I compete.
Oh, that's fantastic. So we're going to see you in, I think, a couple more shows this year, which is great, because you prepped quite hard and you looked great for that last one. But was the first show to see how, I guess where you fitted and where you kind of lined up. And I thought you lined up really well. I really do. And I say this because all I do is watch bodybuilding and women on stage, So I was like, that's all I do. And I'm very excited to see you in this year for your next season and to see how you progress. And it's very exciting. It's exciting to see a competitor like you that's transitioned from all of these other kinds of categories, and you've got all of this experience, and now you can actually switch it up and change it. That's very inspiring for a lot of people that want to do the same, or that want to go into wellness too. And I just think it's really cool.
Yeah, and it just shows you can transition into different categories. Things do take time, but you can do it. And just having, if you really focus on something, if you really want it, you can achieve it. And I'm living proof of that. And there's many more that if you really dedicate yourself to something, and you've got the correct work ethic, then you can do it. Absolutely. And as I said, I'm 41 now, so I'll be competing at 41. I didn't think I'd be competing at 41, but hey, let's roll into the 50s.
Awesome. And have you always been like this, like the way that you are now in terms of your mindsets and your attitude? Because I guess one of the reasons why I followed you a few years ago is also not just because of GLUTEYWEAR, but because you talk a lot about mindsets and this kind of empowerment for females?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I've worked on a lot. When I stopped competing in 2017, I did work a lot on the business, and I also worked a lot on my personal development and growth, because with fitness, you can focus so much on your body that you forget about everything else, because at the time when it comes to bodybuilding, it's not a priority, it's not a must, is it, to walk on stage and go, hey, I've got a great mindset. Like you're not marked on that. So it wasn't something that at the time, and possibly my age, I thought was a priority, until I realised that, if we don't work on our internal growth, then we're not going to progress, and we're not going to get the results that we desire. And that's not just with bodybuilding, that's with, obviously, having multiple businesses. I've got 2 businesses that I have to run at the same time as that. And, you overcome different challenges, and it does teach you a lot. It teaches more that you can push past your limited beliefs, and you can achieve a lot more than you ever thought you could.
Wow, that is deep. So because I'm so fascinated by it, in terms of just the way that I guess you come across, because I've been watching you for years, and I've seen you from that stage when you must have stopped competing and progressed into GLUTEYWEAR. I never really knew much from the beginning stages, so for me it's quite a journey to see, and I enjoy that part of it. So I'm really fascinated by it. And what advice would you give to somebody that maybe who wants to, let me think, either switch categories or, go pro? Because we have a lot of talented young people here in the UK that are wanting to go pro, get their pro card. Everyone's working really hard. What would you say, I guess generally, or what kind of advice would you give someone?
I would say for one, enjoy the process, because that may be your ultimate goal, but things take time. So if you're consistent with something, you will achieve what you want to achieve, but everything does take time, and it does, you have to go through so many challenges, and overcome so many different diversities, that ultimately that will be your calling. Do you actually really want it? Because if you do, you're going to continue, because you'll have a lot of times in competing or in business or relationships where, things don't go to plan, and you'll have times that, you don't feel highly motivated, and, you don't feel on top of the world and positive all the time. But if you're self-motivated and you are driven because you have them goals and that desire to carry on and do better for yourself, then you will get where you want to be.
And how did you manage to sort of juggle all of that and then do the business side of it too? Was the business part of it a natural progression from fitness, or how did you manage to do all of that? I'm so I do structure everything when it comes to competing, and I decided that I was competing again. One, I was in a better place, a headspace, so I was secure with my businesses. My focus was not just to get on stage. My focus was to elevate my profile and my business. So I had a greater intention for competing. It wasn't just to get on stage. So where I'm having that greater intention, I have to run the business. That's life. My hobbies are competing. I compete because I love it. I'm passionate about it. At the same time, I have to remember that the reason I'm doing it, and one of my intentions and objectives, is to increase my business. So if I want to increase my business, I need to show everyone what I'm doing, take everyone on the journey. Everyone loves the journey. And I think that's one thing I would say to a lot of competitors. If you're new out, or if you're competing now and you have done for a long time, take people on the journey, because people don't care what place you had. People really don't care. What they want to enjoy the process and everything that you go through. They want to feel like they're on that ride with you, and that's the bit that matters, because you could get off stage and you could have won. But if you haven't taken anyone on that journey, then who are you? No one. You have people
people are going to say, oh, well done, and that's it, but they haven't felt anything from it.
Wow.
So you can get a lot. Do you see what I mean? You can get a lot more from it. That's like if you're starting a new business, take people on the journey of that new business. What you're doing on a daily basis, you know, not just what you're eating, but what you're feeling. Tell people how, you know, how what drive you have and what keeps you going when, you know, challenges do get tough. Because everything that we want and desire is ultimately our choice.
Wow.
So it's my choice to compete, and you know, a lot of people will express that, you know, with competing they feel like it's a struggle. For me, it's not a struggle. On the rare occasion, I feel more tired, but it's a choice. So nothing's a struggle if it's a choice.
Right, and
you
also,
know, at the end of the day, you're only dieting. That's it. You're dieting for a purpose because it's something that you want to do. So you can't make it a struggle.
I guess you can also say that prep is a certain kind of privilege. I mean, we do diet to the extremes to look a certain way. I mean, how many people can say that they're dieting to look a certain way to step on stage when, you know, that's an incredible thing too. So I really like that. Share the journey, make somebody feel something. I really think I'm writing it down. So I've got my own notes over here because I feel like it's so important. This is exactly why I wanted to talk to Carly Thornton right now. so,
and I would say, you know what, you still can have balance with it, and that's one thing through the map for the 10 years I've competed. You can have a lot of flexibility, more than you think you know that you can at the time, and that's I've enjoyed this process of me getting on stage. We went on 5 holidays, you know, like we went on long weekends away. We went to Alicante twice. We trained sometimes out there, but we still went for meals, and I got in the best shape of my life. I was shredded. I was ripped. I was actually leaner than my other half. Don't tell him that. He'll probably be watching it anyway. But we still, and he saw how, from a pro's perspective, how I prep and how more relaxed I am. But because I'm relaxed and I'm content and I'm happy with what I'm doing, my body showed I got the results that I wanted. Instead of when you put too much pressure and stress on something, that's when your body doesn't want to respond, because it goes into kind of like that shock mode, doesn't it, on not actually doing or focusing on what you want to achieve.
Oh. So it gets into a stress state of Yeah, you
put too much pressure. You put too much pressure on the goal instead of focusing on every daily objective to get there.
Okay, so sort of relax into it, enjoy the process, and just really accept the challenges and don't freak out, is what I would say.
Communicate. Give yourself some time out. You know, listen to your body. You know, your body's very clever. If you need an extra rest day, have that extra rest day. You know, if you're feeling a little bit quieter and you need some more you time, have that. This, you know, it's more listening to yourself, because we are all different. You know, we all achieve different results. You know, we're very, very unique human beings. So, you know, so don't compare, never compare. And that's, I would say that's one of the ultimate things, you know, from, it doesn't matter if you're starting out to now, never compare. And I've seen that not just in bodybuilding, but in business, when I've compared, and that you're wasting all that energy that could be utilized for your progress, but you're using your energy on someone else when you can only control whatever you want to control.
I totally get that. I do. It's like you said, you can only really focus on the things that affect you and what you can do to change the outcome, instead of looking at somebody else's path and then wanting to either not be like them, but like you said, either compare. So
yeah,
I understand.
and on social media, don't forget there's so many filters, isn't there?
Oh, yes.
And I don't, when I mean filters, I don't just mean like what do you call it, face filters or whatever, but filters. People only show you what they want to show you.
I saw a body filter.
They're not showing everything, and the way that you can be unique is for one to show your own personality, to get people inside your story. You know, the nitty gritty parts that you think are boring, where they're the bits that people really want to see.
Oh, I feel like I'm having a nice, like, I'm getting a lot right now. Like, I feel like a lot of girls, you could get something from this for this business or your socials or just like your mindset on it. And that's sort of bringing me to another part of it, which is your business. I know you do GLUTEYWEAR, but what is the other part of your business right now?
Okay, so I do one-to-one mentor coaching, and so that's to do with personal growth and personal development. And I do some of my students have business coaching, but my thing is predominantly confidence and mindset. Because once you've looked at your values, once you've looked at your beliefs, your skills and your capabilities and your behavior patterns, that's when you're going to get the results. But everything else has to be aligned for you to get the results. So I work with my students on all of this to align everything with their lifestyle, because you can have someone who wants results, but if their lifestyle doesn't go with them, the results they want, then you have to work out how can you get results but go down to your lifestyle. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I see this is awesome. This is why another reason I wanted to get you on here, because of the mindset, the confidence. Like, this is everything that I see from you, and it's what I've been following. So I'm so happy that you can help in that way, and that it's something that you've found another sort of passion in, you know?
Yeah. Because I think it's, as I say, where I've had so much experience throughout the years, and being in my 40s now, you know, it does make a difference. And, you know, to acknowledge that, yeah, physically, it's easier to work on physical than it is to work on internal. Internally, you have to go slightly deeper with things, and a lot of people would prefer to mask something and just have the physical without working on everything else. But if you're not working on internal growth, then ultimately you're never going to be happy. So, and that comes with, it doesn't matter if it's bodybuilding. If someone's rich but they're not working on their body, then they're not going to be happy. And it's vice versa, because it's the mind-body connection. Once they're linked together, that's where the magic happens.
Wow. See, maybe I should book on a coaching call with Carly. Yeah. So there's a lot to take home from this, and it's absolutely fascinating. And that sort of brings me into your business. I would like for you just to tell people where they can find you, Carly, and where they can find GLUTEYWEAR before we get into Arnold's, because
okay, so GLUTEYWEAR is gluteywear.com, and we have @GLUTEYWEAR, and that will be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, TikTok, so on there. And then for myself, it's Carly Thornton _official.
So you guys make sure you follow Carly Thornton on Instagram and go check out GLUTEYWEAR and follow them if you would like some sexy leggings. And then now we are going to get into Arnold.
And guys, can we just say, guys
as
well, we have oversized tees. They're unisex, and we have a lot of guys that wear them. I think Giles and yourself should do a twinning photo shoot. But I'll send you a couple, and I expect a twinning photo for Valentine's Day, please.
Oh, you know what? For you, Carly, I will do that. And I will send you something from Buff Bombshell.
Amazing.
As a thank you, because I will do that, and we are going to twin. Oh, yes. Okay, cool. We're going to twin. But now I want to get into Arnold's with you, Carly, because you're now into wellness, and the first Olympia Wellness has happened.
Oh, it's crazy, isn't it? That it was the first one.
Like,
it's grown so much that it doesn't feel like it was the first one at all.
I know.
But I mean, my predictions for obviously for the Arnold, it's hard, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, it's always personal preference. It's the physiques that you like, and I am a sucker for a pair of big legs.
Ooh.
You know, so I love Sunny Andrews.
Yes, she's beautiful.
Oh,
yeah.
Crazy! I was looking at her quads the other day. Insane, absolutely insane, and that's when you go, Carly, you've got some work to do there. I love Larisha.
Oh, yep.
And Kaz. They're my ultimate three because I do love. Obviously, they've got they've still got a lot of muscle. They've got a lot of density to their physique, and for to have that kind of density, they train hard.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt about it. So they are ultimately my top three. That's my personal preference. Well, not too sure whether what do you feel? What do you feel?
Well, there's only 10 invites, and the majority of the ladies are American. Like you said, did you like Cassandra or is it Casey? Because you said Cass.
Cassandra, she's Canadian. She's 27, isn't she?
That's crazy.
Is it 27?
I don't know at the age, but if she is, that is just incredible.
Yes.
There's just
insane physique.
Like, just incredible to see how young some of the bikini girls are, the wellness, like, but they're, younger 20s, and then they're already coming up into, I'm in awe, honestly. It's absolutely incredible. But for me, I have to say, like, Dr. Sunny is incredible, like, lower half. Yarishna, I mean, come on. Angela, I like Angela, but I don't like her posing, so I will say that. And then I love Julia Tatara because I actually spoke to Julia, and I actually spoke to Sunny, and they're really nice. Like, I was blown away. It just makes the whole thing that much more amazing. And then Cassandra Gills is like you said, just incredible.
The quality is exceptional. It's like it's crazy to think how new it was. I remember back in the day when it was only Brazilian, and it wasn't in the UK or anywhere else. And they basically said the reason why is because we haven't got the quality. Because it is ultimately a Brazilian look, isn't it? And we've got to do it for the white girls, mate, because. I'm walking on stage doing it for them white girls, training hard.
But you did so good. You did so good, and I can't wait to see what you do if you do Chicago or Tampa, or whichever show you do. So I'm excited to see this. But do you like the whole direction and like the whole shape that wellness is right now? Do you think maybe it's going to be too much, or do you think like this is the perfect look?
I think it will always go up and down like every category. It comes to a point and then they rein it in again. I do like it where that they are very, very tight, especially because then you have the definition from the back pose. The waist is very tight. I do love that because they are very lean, lean. And then obviously they fill out so that the glutes become full and everything. I do like it. But at the same time, you've got Francesca. It is Francesca. She's got a lovely, lovely look. Her look is completely different to the rest. So again, it depends what personal preference and what they go for when it comes to that.
Yeah,
that is completely different, isn't it? So. The high end of the muscularity would be the three that I've mentioned, and then you have Francesca, who's up. So there's going to be a stage where they will lower it again.
I totally agree. Like at the moment, I've seen some of the ladies; they're looking really, really veiny. Can I say veiny? Like they do. Like they. Vascular, that's the term. So they look really vascular, and it is quite extreme, but I will say, like, I'm enjoying the look at this moment. I myself will be taking this year off to grow and also to work on my business, because it's been on my mind. But I just love the whole wellness look, which is just so beautiful. For me, it's really feminine and strong.
Yes,
it's such a beautiful look.
So. It is. It's very sexy at the same time, and I mean, that's why I love it, because I still like to, I like to put on the dress and, show off the womanly curves at the same time as training hard.
Yeah.
Because that's what we want to do. And at the same time, wellness and bikini are fantastic for GLUTEYWEAR. That's what, GLUTEYWEAR is about, the wellness, the bums, and confident, sexy. That's ultimately why the reason I brought it out in the first place, because I couldn't find anything that fitted me correctly. They were either see-through, or my legs were too big for my waist. There was all so many things, and it made me feel unconfident because it felt like I couldn't find anything that fitted me, and I didn't want to train. So that's obviously that's the struggle that I had, and that's why I brought GLUTEYWEAR out. So and the beauty of it is I designed things specifically for women who train, because I know the art form of the body, so I know how a clothing has to fall on the body. I know how a woman wants to feel with the fabric. So there's a lot in it, but they're perfect two categories for GLUTEYWEAR.
Oh, that's like me with my shoes, because I come from this really big dance background, and I don't love feet, but I do love
that's a different program, that one.
I was like, oh my gosh, I love the way that like a shoes can make you feel, especially when you're on stage, and make you feel sexy or confident, and you walk like strong and powerful. That's how I feel about shoes, and about, I guess, sparkly stuff, because it takes me back to just when your mom would cover you in sparkles and put you on stage.
You've got a great range as well on there at the minute as well, so well done to that.
Thank you so much. It's exhausting, but I love it, so it's all good.
Is anything worthwhile is a graft.
Thank you. But I really appreciate that story so much, because if it's something that you found like there was a gap, or there's something that you love, then it's something that that you can also give to others, and that's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. To make that's what we both do, to make to make women feel good in their own skin, confident, empowered, and it goes with everything that I believe in and what I've preached for years on end. So it's like it's an umbrella, and umbrella of Carly. So when you put a pair of leggings on, it's just not a pair of leggings. It's everything that I've been through as a person, all the adversity that I've overcome, and that's why when the women put on the leggings, they feel strong and they feel empowered. They feel they can take on the world, because they got a bit of me who's been taking on the world. So we can all do that. And I say, if I can do it, you can do it, and we can do it together.
Oh, I like that so much. You can take on the world. I love it. I think that's really cool. Oh, Carly, I've really enjoyed talking to you about this, and I really enjoy your whole attitude to life, and just like the mindset you have for females, and just the way that you work and you run your business. It's something that it's been really cool for me to be able to watch and see as the years have also gone on, and also to see the GLUTEYWEAR empire expand, which brings me on to my final question, because I have to ask you this, because GLUTEYWEAR was made for women and the shape. I've got to ask you, what are your 3 favorite Carly Thornton glute exercises?
Oh, well, it has to be hip thrusts for one. Yeah, it definitely has to be a hip thrust. It has to be, I love Romanians. Ooh. Romanians are another ultimate favourite. What would be my third? I'm going to have to say step ups. Oh. Because where you step up, and as long as you're pushing with your heel, and then you're rotating your hip, you're rotating your hips to squeeze the glutes, then you're getting an overall movement from the lower glute to then the upper glute. So I would say they're my top 3. And then you've got all of your kind of fussy work as well with your bands, which they're, say fussy work, but they're, you have your builders. So your hip thrust is a builder, and your deadlifts are a builder. And then you have your other work that you'll do higher reps with at the same time. So they all serve a purpose.
And I've also got to say, just that's brought me back to a memory. Like, I actually still have my GLUTEYWEAR glute bands.
And you're not. Oh, that's my battery. Sorry. And you're not using them.
No, they're in my bag.
I can tell on your glutes, girl, you haven't been using them. So tomorrow.
Yeah, take loads of videos with Carly Thought and glute bands. I still have my orange one, which is the light one. It's all in my backpack because I keep, but I was like, I still have my GLUTEYWEARs, and that's so cool.
I use them. I use them with actually doing tomorrow. Actually, I've got deadlifts tomorrow, and then I've got hip thrust with a dumbbell and a glute band over my on my knees. But I rotate. I have 4 leg days now, so I have different movements for. If I do a normal conventional hip thrust, one day I'll do 5 reps, and then another day it's 1 1/4 hip thrust on a machine, and then the next day is with that. So I do all different rep ranges at the same time.
Oh. And also, just so that you know, when Dr. Sunny was on, she said one of her favorite moves was also step ups, and it's one of the first ladies I've heard in wellness saying step up. So there's definitely something to the step up and hip thrust combination over here. So, I'm gonna add it in all the time. So yeah.
Yeah, and any kind of compound lifts at the same time, just really focus on, and some of them don't body weight as well. Like you'll see people that do body weight step ups, and you think it's not a thing, but it's absolutely phenomenal to warm up on those. 20 reps each side, but really just focus on stepping up and really engaging the glute. And then when you go onto a hip thrust, you'll feel your glutes engaged so much more by doing just that.
Oh, I'll go try it tonight because I'm actually going to the gym after this.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's a late shift. Well done.
No, I don't like to go in the daytime because I like to work. It's something I feel bad if I go in the daytime. I don't know why. So I either go.
It's just where you like to be fully focused, and then it's clocking off.
And then so there's fewer people at this gym that I go to at a certain time, so that makes it great for me. But yeah, I'm so excited. I will try that, and I will use my glute bands from GLUTEYWEAR.
Yes, and you need to send me your address so I can send you some oversized tees as well.
I love it. Thank you. We will make sure that we twin. I swear, like we will get you a twinning picture for Valentine's Day.
I'll send Giles a vest too. She's like a vest and a bra top, Giles.
He doesn't like the idea of that one. But no, Carly, I've had such a great time talking to you. It's been, like I said, you've been on my list for a while. I'm so glad that I finally got to meet you and actually speak to you. The hype is real.
Yes, thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you soon, if I can, when I'm down in London, or I will try and see something. But my point being is, I know I will see you some point this year, whether it's at a show or something. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, 100%. Well, thank you for inviting me on. It's been fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
And I look forward to seeing your progress too with the stage this year.
Oh, well, I might be taking a nice off season, a long one, just because I have some focusing to do with Buff Bombshell.
Oh, fantastic. That's exactly. Put all your energy into that because the stage is always there. Focus on that, energy on that. Really, build that empire.
Yeah, and I really want to grow my lower half, and I'd like to see if I could maybe adapt my body and go into a slightly different direction. So that, to me, realistically, it's going to take time.
Yeah, fantastic. And that's the thing, having realistic goals, isn't it, at the same time? And you know that you can train hard, focus on your business and progress where you need to progress with, physique wise at the same time. So yeah, great.
Yeah, so I'll update you. I will take more people on my journey, even if it's off season, because you know how people just don't want to always show you the off season.
Yeah, but the thing is, it depends. Like with off season is an interpretation. It's a word, so it depends how you interpret that word. For off season, it means I'm improving, I'm growing as a person, not just physically. So some people can interpret that word as they don't like themselves or they feel fluffy, but at the end of the day, that's your body. That's where you're progressing. And you have to remember, when you're dieting on stage, you were dieted. That's not you. That's another part of you. But to take people on your off-season journey, that's the most admirable, because you show your work ethic in off-season. You show, different sides of you. You can show how you're focusing on your business. So there's so much more opportunity for you right now now because you've got the energy to show it. You've got, you can show people your hard work at the gym where you're progressing. You can show people how you're grafting, working on your business. So you have so many different avenues that you can show people right now. So it's perfect.
I'm going to take all of that on board. Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm going to be watching, so you better.
Okay, I will definitely do this. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. It's great speaking to you.
You too, Carly, and all the best. I can't wait to see you on stage for 2022. You guys make sure you check out Carly Thornton _official, GLUTEYWEAR, and guys or ladies, pick up something and just go follow Carly, and I will love to talk to you again in the future.
Yeah, amazing. Me too. Thank you for that.
Bye, Carly.
Have a good training session.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Hi guys, welcome back. So we're doing shout outs for this wellness watch, and I am going to shout out the Carly Thornton, who we've just had on, and you've got to hear her story and how she entered the fitness journey and her wellness journey. Now, I've been following Carly for about 4 years since she started GLUTEYWEAR. It was one of those brands that I actually purchased leggings from, and I actually purchased GLUTEYWEAR bands. And I have some photo shoot photos of myself in a pair of GLUTEYWEAR photos that I shall insert here. And it's just been really cool to be able to talk to Carly Thornton for the first time ever. And thank you so much to Muscular Development for giving me this opportunity to do so. So on to Carly Thornton's Instagram. You guys can check out Carly Thornton at Carly Thornton Official. She is the CEO of GLUTEYWEAR, a mind and body coach and an IFBB Pro wellness lady. She got her pro card in women's physique in 2015, and she's transitioned from figure when she first started to women's physique and now wellness. So it's very cool. It's nice to see all of the different stages that she's been in. So for example, here is a photo of Carly with one of her coaching clients. She's done really well over the last couple of years building her brand and just building it to be something that she believes in. So I'm really impressed with it. And it's just really interesting to see where the brand is taking her and where she is taking the brand to. And you can get a lot out of this episode if you just watch it and delve into the mindset that is Carly Thornton. So, and if we go behind the scenes for some of the GLUTEYWEAR shoots where she created, that is her business lady. And then we've also got Carly as wellness competitor, where she took part in her first NPC wellness show in November 2021, and I was actually at that show because I competed there with Ashley Coldwasser, which was very cool, and it was the first time I got to see Carly Thornton on stage. So all the best of luck to you, Carly, for 2022 into the new year, doing your thing with wellness and everything else. Here is a little transformation picture of Carly from when, I guess, before she started ever doing fitness to women's physique and now wellness. And the transformation is absolutely awesome. It's just really phenomenal to see somebody go through all of those different kinds of stages. And it's very inspiring too. So she's on the hunt to go to Olympia and get a pro win. And hopefully she does. I have no doubt that she will, train very hard to get this. So let's just quickly show you one more video of Carly before we go to GLUTEYWEAR. I think she might have a YouTube. If not, this is Carly's sort of show day video. So she's here at Big Man Weekend, where she took part in her first wellness competition, or her pro wellness debut. So this was very cool for me to watch. And I was actually there doing the live stream commentary, and she does have a YouTube. So go check that out too. I'm sure that's really cool. And then onto GLUTEYWEAR over here, we have the actual brand, which has been around for 4 years. I think it started in 2018. So they've got basics and sort of jogging wear. I feel like the brand has definitely expanded. It's no more just about sportswear. It's also like athleisure type of items. And then she also has a couple of GLUTEYWEAR bags. What is this? A GLUTEYWEAR training belt. Okay, so she's expanding, and it's also very exciting to see that. That is a very cute bag. So congratulations to GLUTEYWEAR, and congratulations to you, Carly Thornton. with your brand. And I hope that you have an amazing 2022. You guys do make sure that you watch the whole of this episode. Go follow Carly Thornton as well as GLUTEYWEAR. And we can't wait to have you back for the next Wellness Watch. We hope that you found this really interesting and inspiring and you got a lot of take-home tips from it. So we'll see you again next week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications. Follow Instagram, Muscular Development on Instagram, and we will see you again very soon. Bye, guys.